वेलकम टू वीडियोलॉजी बाय किया शो। अब हम लोग अपनी स्टडी को कंटिन्यू करते हैं। हमारे पास BT101 के लेक्चर्स है ना, वो हमने से फ्री कर लिए, ठीक है। और आज से ना हमारे क्विज भी स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं, तो मेरे ख्याल में पहले हम क्विज की तैयारी कर लेनी चाहिए, उसके बाद इसके इस हफ्ते के भी लेक्चर्स कर लेंगे। तो हम लोग के पास ये असाइनमेंट करने वाली है और क्विज भी है, ये वाला भी क्विज है, और इसके अलावा ये भी क्विज है, ठीक है। तो ये तीनों क्विज, इन तीनों की डेट सेम है, आज से स्टार्ट है और परसों तक रहेंगे। तो हमें उससे पहले तक अभी 2 दिन हम उनकी तैयारी करेंगे और फिर उसके बाद परसों इनको अटेम्प्ट कर लेंगे। ओके, तो फर्स्ट क्विज का कितने लेसन है हमारे पास? BT401 का जो क्विज है वो कितने लेसन में से आ रहा है, ये हम देख रहे हैं। सबसे पहले ये आ रहा है 1 to 30 लेसन से, ठीक है। आप लोग भी ऐसा करें कि लिख लें अपने पास कहीं पर। मैं भी लिख लेती हूँ। इसका सबसे पहले क्विज 1 है हमारा BT401 का, ठीक है। इसके लेसन 1 to 30 हैं। चलो, हमारे पास इसके लेसन हमने करने 1 to 30। देखते हैं हमने कितने किए हुए हैं। अपने चैनल पर ज़्यादा देख लेते हैं हमने कितने लेसन्स कर लिए हैं। इसके टॉपिक्स 10 तक किए हुए हैं, ठीक है। 11 से करना है। चलो फिर इसका ही काम कर लेते हैं हम। सबसे पहले हम इसके PPTs पढ़ेंगे और लेक्चर सुनेंगे, दैट्स ऑल। यहाँ पर नेशनल स्ट्रेटजी फॉर PGRF है, यहाँ से हमने स्टार्ट करना है इसके लेक्चर्स, ठीक है। यहाँ से लेकर जितने अपलोड हुए ना 40 तक ही है हमें नज़र आ रहे हैं, तो मैं उतनी करूँगी इस वीडियो में। कोशिश करते हैं कि 10 लेसन्स हो जाए, ठीक है। तो फिर कर लेते हैं।
National Strategy for Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture. Dear student, in this lecture we will learn about what is National Strategy for Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture and why is a national strategy for these resources needed. So first of all, what is National Strategy for Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture? A national strategy for plant genetic resources for food and agriculture is a blueprint for the management of a country's plant genetic resources, food and agriculture as a continuum of intervention in order to achieve clearly defined time-bound goals. It identifies the country's vision and goals and the corresponding plan of action and associated responsibilities, resources, and time frames for the identified priorities, activities relevant to the conservation and sustainable use of these resources. The conservation and use of these resources is a multi-sector attempt. It is therefore expected that the activities and responsible entities forming part of such a strategy will cut across several sectors, especially food and agriculture, environment, education, culture, science and technology, and commerce. Here is a difference between policy and strategy. Policy is a set of basic principles and guidelines formulated and enforced by a national government or the governing body of an organization to direct and limit its action in pursuit of long-term goals. While strategy refers to a concrete plan of action specifically designed to achieve concrete goals. So this is a difference between policy and a strategy. A well-designed national strategy needs to be tailored to the particular circumstances and need of the country and should be amenable to review and updating as country situation change. The national strategy should be fully in line with national goals and priorities such as developmental plans, poverty reduction strategies, climate change adaptation plans, and agricultural policies. It should also accommodate and complement sector-specific policies related to plant genetic resources for food and agriculture, such as seed policy. The national strategy for these resources should also be complementary to other national, regional, and global strategy and global conservation strategies or initiatives. In some cases, it has proven beneficial to develop a regional plant genetic resources for food and agriculture strategy, which can cover more than one country. Now, we'll discuss that why is a national strategy for plant genetic resources for food and agriculture needed. A well-prepared, formally adopted, and implemented national strategy for these resources will be an asset of each nation, documenting its plant genetic resources for food and agriculture related activities by identifying the key steps needed to achieve conservation and facilitate use of those resources. In practical terms, a national strategy for these resources may help a country in setting priorities, assigning budgetary and other resources, building capacity, and designing the seamless dovetailing of all aspects of national plant genetic resources for food and agriculture management in service of its own goals. As a result, a country will be in position to safeguard its plant genetic resources for food and agriculture assets, facilitate to access to needed genetic materials, and garner the sharing of accumulated benefit and value to them through crop improvement and sustainably intensify crop production as may be needed. Thank you.
सो फ्रेंड्स, अब हम इसकी रीडिंग कर लेते हैं, इसकी पीपीटीज की। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। नेशनल स्ट्रेटजी फॉर PGRFA, ठीक है। लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव व्हाट इज नेशनल स्ट्रेटजी फॉर PGRFA, व्हाई इज अ नेशनल स्ट्रेटजी फॉर PGRFA नीडेड। व्हाट इज नेशनल स्ट्रेटजी फॉर PGRFA? A national strategy for PGRFA is the blueprint for the management of a country's PGRFA as a continuum of interventions in order to achieve clearly defined time-bound goals. Difference between policy and strategy. Policy. A policy is a set of basic principles and guidelines formulated and enforced by a national government or the governing body of an organization to direct and limit its actions in pursuit of the long-term goals. A strategy refers to a concrete plan of action specifically designed to achieve concrete goals. National strategy for PGRFA. A well-designed national strategy needs to be tailored to the particular circumstances and needs of the country. Should be amenable to review and updating as country situations change. The national strategy for PGRFA should also be complementary to other national, regional and global conservation strategies or initiatives. ठीक है, उसके बाद हमारे पास में why is the national strategy for PGRFA needed? In practical terms, a national strategy for PGRFA may help a country in setting priorities, assigning budgetary and other resources, building capacity and designing the seamless dovetailing of all aspects of national PGRFA management in service of its goals. As a result, our country will be in a position to safeguard its PGRFA assets, facilitate to access to needed genetic materials and govern the sharing of the accruing benefits, add value to them through crop improvement and sustainability, intensify crop production as may be needed. Okay, done. तो अब मैं सारे टॉपिक्स की सिर्फ PPT से पढ़ूंगी, ठीक है, हैंडआउट्स नहीं पढ़ूंगी मैं। अगले टॉपिक की तरफ चलते हैं, इसकी वीडियो सुन लेते हैं सबसे पहले। इस टॉपिक का नाम है लेसन नंबर 12 और इसका नाम है वाइल्ड प्लांट जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज।
Wild plant genetic resources. Dear students, in this module we will learn about what are wild plant genetic resources and wild plant genetic resources in Pakistan. The term wild means to live or grow in natural environment. It means that not domesticated or not cultivated. So wild plant genetic resources refers to those that grow spontaneously in self-maintaining populations in natural or semi-natural ecosystems and can exist independently. These species used by humans occur in all biogeographical regions and habitat types. Here are some most common examples of wild plant genetic resources. First of all, the prickly acacia, which is commonly known as kicker. The coral tree, deodar cedar, the Dalbergia sisal or the sesame tree, Calotropis procera or the giant milkweed, aloe vera, and finally meridum. Prickly acacia, it is commonly known as kicker in Pakistan. The Acacia nilotica is widespread in Asia eastward to Pakistan and India. It is a pine species easily regenerated from seed. It will become a weed when introduced out of its native range, particularly in more humid zones. It has a wealth of medicinal use. The gum has been used as an emulsifying agent and emollient. It is edible and is used to relieve throat and chest complaints. It is also used to cure urinary disorders, swelling, pain, and bleeding of uterus. It has binding effect on stools. The pods are desirable as fodder for cattle, and the leaves, young shoots, and young pods are thought to aid milk production. Acacia nilotica is a nitrogen-fixing legume that can be grown with the grass or cereal crops in order to enhance their nitrogen value. It is used as an pioneer species in the reclamation of mining areas and in areas where degradation and erosion have occurred. Here is a picture of kicker or Acacia nilotica. The next plant is the coral tree. The coral tree plants have the bright red, distinctive flowers that make it a player to look at and favorite among exotic gardens. In the fall, the large multicolor leaves drop, but in the some warmest areas, it keeps its leaves all year. Its spines have claw-like shape that grow along the trunk and branches of the tree. So, another name of this tree is tiger claw. This is a large plant, and these trees reach up to 80 feet tall. They have bean-shaped seed pods which are not edible and are highly poisonous to humans if eaten. Here is a beautiful picture of coral tree. The next one is deodar cedar. Deodar cedar. The deodar cedars are called the Himalayan cedar. It is a national tree of Pakistan. In some gardens of Pakistan, there are some trees that are over 200 years old. These trees live in the mountainous areas and can grow in the altitude as high as 10,000 feet. These plants have cones, thin scales, and round out in shapes as they mature. Another plant used widely in decorative gardening, the silvery green leaves and low dropping branches make it an attractive choice. This plant has been successfully used as a street tree with lower branches. It produces an aromatic oil that naturally deters insects, and it grows in a broadly pyramidal shape. The deodar cedar provide nesting sites, cover, and food for mammals and birds such as the woodpecker. Here's a picture of deodar cedar. And the last is Dalbergia sisu or Tahi or Shisham tree. Dalbergia sisu, also known as Indian rosewood, it is a source of shisham wood. The tree is native to India and Pakistan and grows all over the sub-Himalayan region. Its leaves are compound and produce pink-white flowers that resembles a pea flower. It gives a dry fruit that is a thin and peppery pale brown pod. The tree mainly offers timber. Dalbergia sisu has many
beneficial impact to the environment. Its extensive root system make it ideally suited for stabilizing and controlling erosion along distributed areas and near rivers and streams. Belonging to the family Fabaceae, Tilbeticiso has ability to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere, though bacteria located in the nodules present in the root system of the plant. The leaf litter that accumulates and decomposes also contribute to soil fertility by adding additional nitrogen, potassium, iron, manganese, and organic carbon. And here is a picture of Dalbergia sessile or the shisham or tali plant. Thank you.
तो फ्रेंड्स हमारी वीडियो होगी कंप्लीट, हम चलते हैं अपनी रीडिंग की तरफ। Wild plant genetic resources. Learning objective. What are wild plant genetic resources? Wild plant genetic resources in Pakistan. Wild plant resources refers to those that grow spontaneously in self-maintaining populations in natural or semi-natural ecosystems and can exist independently. So, wild species used by humans occur in all biogeographical regions and habitat types. Some of the common wild plant genetic resources are as follows: prickly acacia or kikar, coral tree, deodar, cedar, Dalbergia sisu or shisham tree, Calotropis procera, giant milkweed, aloe vera, marijuana. Prickly acacia or kikar, Acacia nilotica, is widespread in Asia eastwards to Pakistan and India. Acacia nilotica is a pioneer species, easily regenerated from seed. It can become a weed when introduced out of its native range, particularly in more humid zones. Acacia nilotica has a wealth of medicinal uses. Gum has been used as an emulsifying agent and emollient. It is edible and is used to relieve throat and chest complaints. The pods are desirable as fodder for cattle, and the leaves, young shoots and young pods are thought to aid milk production. Wild plant genetic resources. Coral tree. The bright red distinctive flower of the coral tree makes it a pleasure to look at and a favorite among exotic gardens. In the fall, the large multicolored leaves drop. In the warmest areas, it keeps its leaves all year because of the claw-like spines that grow along the trunk and branches of the tree. Another name for it is tiger's claw. A large plant, these trees reach up to 80 feet tall. They have been shaped sea pods which are highly poisonous to humans if eaten. Deodar cedar, also called Himalayan cedar. Deodar cedars are the national tree of Pakistan. Gardens in Pakistan have some trees that are over 200 years old. These trees live in mountainous areas and can grow in altitudes as high as 10,000 feet. The cones have thin scales and round out in shape as they mature. Another plant used widely in decorative gardening, the silvery green needles and low drooping branches make it an attractive choice. Okay. Dalbergia siso shishan tree. Dalbergia siso, also known as Indian rosewood, is a source of shisham wood. The tree is native to India and Pakistan and grows all over the sub-Himalayan regions. Its leaves are compound and produces pink-white flowers that resemble a pea flower. It gives a dry fruit that is a thin and papery pale brown pod. The tree mainly offers timber. और ये है ये वाला ट्री. ठीक है, so okay. हमारा ये टॉपिक डन हो गया. हम चलते हैं अगले टॉपिक पर. So lesson number 13 है हमारे पास domesticated plant genetic resources in Pakistan. और इसकी वीडियो सुन लेंगे सबसे पहले.
Domesticated plant genetic resources. Dear students, in this module, we will discuss about what are domestic plant genetic resources, domesticated plant genetic resources in Pakistan, legumes cultivation in Pakistan, vegetables cultivation in Pakistan, and cereals cultivation in Pakistan. Domestication is the process of adopting wild plants and animals for human use. Domestic species are raised for food, work, clothing, medicines, and many other uses. Domestic plants must be grown and cared for by humans. These species are not wild. Here are some common examples of domestic plant resources in Pakistan. First of all, fruit trees, citrus fruit, nut trees, legumes, cereals, vegetables, and some herbs and shrubs. Legumes. Leguminous plants belong to the family Fabaceae. The fruit of this plant are called legumes and they are commonly known as beans and pulses. After cereals, legumes are considered as a major crop and provide food for the world. They have a high nutritional value because legume seeds are rich in protein. They are major staple food such as beans, mung, mash, soya, lentils, peas, chickpeas are all legumes. Legume plants are notable for their ability to fix atmospheric nitrogen. This ability in them is due to a mutualistic symbiotic relationship with bacteria found in the root nodules of these plants. These plants are used in a crop rotation to replenish soil nitrogen. Total area under major pulses crop in Pakistan is about 1.5 meter acre. Here is the most common example of leguminous plant, that is mung bean. Mung bean is the important kharif pulses of Pakistan. Kharif crops or monsoon crops are domesticated plants that are cultivated and harvested in India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh during the rainy season, which lasts from April to October depending on the area. Mung bean is grown under spring season and mainly in the southern Punjab and Sindh province. Punjab is considered as a major producer of mung bean and alone accounted for 88% area and 85% of total mung bean production of Pakistan is from Punjab. Cultivation is concentrated in the districts of Layya, Bakhar, Mianwali, and Rawalpindi. The next example of domesticated plant genetic resources is vegetable. Among 74% of the total production of vegetable, Pakistan covering 75% of total area under vegetable. Punjab is considered as a major producer of vegetable and it is producing 63% of vegetables, and followed by Sindh, which is producing 14%, then Balochistan 12%, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is producing 11% of these vegetables. Potato is a major vegetable of Pakistan and it is grown under maximum area and about 88% occur in Punjab. Onion is considered as a second vegetable of Pakistan and about 46% of onion is cultivated in Sindh and 25% in Punjab. The chili is at the third position, of which 84% is cultivated in Sindh. Here are some common examples of vegetables in Pakistan: potato, chili, onion, cauliflower, carrot, tomato, and cucumber. The next category of plant genetic resources is the cereals. Cereal crops are interchangeably called grain crop. These grain
contain 60 to 70% starch, so are excellent energy-rich food for humans. A healthy human diet must include 20 to 30 gram per day of dietary fiber, which can easily achieved by eating whole grain cereal products. And these are some major cereal crops in Pakistan: wheat, rice, maize, rye, barley, and oats. Thank you.
तो हमारी जो वीडियो कंप्लीट होगी अब हम अपनी रीडिंग करेंगे. Domesticated plant genetic resources. Learning objective. What is domestic plant genetic resources? Domesticated plant genetic resources in Pakistan. Legumes cultivation in Pakistan. Vegetables cultivation in Pakistan. Cereals cultivation in Pakistan. Some domesticated plant resources in Pakistan are as follows: fruit trees, citrus fruits, nut trees, legumes, cereals, vegetables, herbs and shrubs, etc. Legumes commonly known as beans and pulses are plants of the family Fabaceae, also known as Leguminosae. Legumes are second to cereals in providing food for the world. Legume seeds are rich in protein, providing a highly nutritional food resource. The major staple foods such as beans, moong, mash, soya, lentils, peas and chickpeas are all legumes. Legumes improve soil quality by adding organic matter to the soil with nitrogen and more carbon. Total area under major pulse crops in Pakistan is about 1.5 meters hectares. Mung bean is the important kharif pulses of Pakistan. It is grown during spring season mainly in southern Punjab and Sindh province. Punjab is the major mung bean growing province that alone accounted for 88% area and 85% of the total mung bean production is from Punjab. Cultivation is concentrated in the districts of Laya, Bakhar, Mianwali and Rawalpindi. Vegetables. Pakistan covers 75% of the total area under vegetables, accounting for 74% of the total production. The major share in the production is of Punjab 63%, followed by Sindh 14%, Balochistan 12%, KPK 11%. Maximum area is grown under potatoes and about 88% occurs in Punjab. About 46% of the onion is cultivated in Sindh and 25% in Punjab. Chili is at the third position, of which 84% is cultivated in Sindh. Some important types of vegetables in Pakistan are as follows: potato, chili, onion, cauliflower, carrot, tomato, cucumber. Cereal crops are interchangeably called grain crops. Cereal grain contain 60% to 70% starch and are excellent energy-rich food for humans. A healthy human diet must include 20 to 30 gram per day of dietary fiber, which can easily achieved by eating whole grain cereal products. Major cereal crops in Pakistan as follows: wheat, rice, maize, rye, barley, oats. Okay, and done. यहाँ हमारा टॉपिक क्लियर हो गया. हम चलते हैं अगले टॉपिक की तरफ. इसकी वीडियो को समझते हैं. इसका नाम है डोमेस्टिकेटेड प्लांट जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज इन पाकिस्तान 2. सॉरी, टॉपिक नंबर 14.
Domesticated plant genetic resources. Dear students, हमने पिछले लेसन में डिस्कस किया था कि डिफरेंट टाइप के प्लांट जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज. हमने वाइट प्लांट जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज डिस्कस किए.
डोमेस्टिकेटेड प्लांट जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज डिस्कस किए। इस मॉड्यूल में हम जो मज़ीद डिफरेंट टाइप के डोमेस्टिकेटेड प्लांट जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज हैं उनको डिस्कस करेंगे, जिसमें डिफरेंट फ्रूट ट्रीज आ जाते हैं या डिफरेंट नट ट्रीज जो कि पाकिस्तान में पाए जाते हैं। हम उनको डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे। सो स्टार्ट करते हैं डोमेस्टिकेटेड प्लांट genetic resources से। As we have discussed in previous module, that plant domestication is the process whereby white plant have been evolved into crop plant through artificial selection. And here is a list of some fruit trees which are present in Pakistan, like orange, mango, apple, apricot, banana, cherry, guava, peach, lemon, lychee, papaya, olive, and dates. These are different type of fruit trees which are present in Pakistan. So here we discuss orange. Pakistan is the sixth largest producer of quinoa and oranges in the world with 2.1 million ton. It means that अगर हम ऑरेंज प्रोड्यूसर्स की बात करें, डिफरेंट कंट्रीज़ की बात करें जो कि ऑरेंज जिनमें ऑरेंज को ग्रो किया जाता है, तो उसमें पाकिस्तान सिक्स्थ नंबर पर आता है, एक सिक्स लार्जेस्ट नंबर पर है जहाँ पर इस ऑरेंज को ग्रो किया जा रहा है। और अगर इसकी प्रोडक्शन की बात करें तो 2.1 मिलियन टन ऑरेंज को यहाँ पर प्रोड्यूस किया जा रहा है, ग्रो किया जा रहा है। सो दिस आवर प्रोडक्शन रेट। अगर हम बात करेंगे पाकिस्तान में पाकिस्तान के क्लाइमेट को डिस्कस करें तो द सॉइल एंड क्लाइमेट कंडीशन इन पाकिस्तान हैव गिवन द quinoa a unique flavor which distinguish it from other varieties throughout the world. ऑरेंजेस की बहुत सारी डिफरेंट वैराइटीज हैं, जिसमें अगर हम किन्नू को डिस्कस करें तो पाकिस्तान की जो फर्टाइल सॉइल है और पाकिस्तान का जो एक क्लाइमेट है, वो क्लाइमेट इन किन्नू को एक स्पेसिफिक टेस्ट प्रोवाइड करता है। और ये टेस्ट हमारे पाकिस्तान के किन्नू को बाकी दुनिया के जो डिफरेंट ऑरेंज की स्पीशीज हैं उससे डिस्टिंग्विश करती हैं। और ये काफ़ी टेस्टी किन्नू है। एंड ideal condition for growing quinoa include abundance of water, rich nitrogen content in soil, and relatively cool weather. So these are different conditions to ideally grow and quinoa or orange in your garden, that you must have abundance of water in your garden, and your soil must be nitrogen content rich, and the weather relatively cool. So these type of different conditions are ideal condition for quinoa. Winter in the plains of Punjab provinces provide an excellent atmosphere for this fruit, and resulting fruit is sweet and has very distinct taste. तो पाकिस्तान में जो पंजाब प्रोविंस है, इस प्रोविंस में जो एक कूल वेदर है, जो यहाँ पर विंटर्स का सीजन आता है, तो ये विंटर सीजन यहाँ पर ये जो एक एक्सीलेंट एटमॉस्फेयर प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, जिसकी वजह से इस किन्नू का जो टेस्ट है वो काफ़ी स्वीट और टेस्ट होता है, जो उसको बाकी स्पीशीज से डिस्टिंग करते हैं. Now we discuss mango. Pakistan produce over 150 varieties of mango. Pakistan producing a very huge varieties of mango all over the world, and it is an important mango growing country in the world. And here in Pakistan, the soil and climatic condition are highly suitable for mango cultivation, and according to Food and Agriculture Organization FAO, its production yearbook of 2001, Pakistan stands 5th among mango growing countries of the world. As we have discussed in a previous slide, that orange is 6th largest producer. Pakistan is the 6th largest producer of the quinoa all around the world, and if talking about mango, then Pakistan stands 5th among all mango growing countries in the world. As we have discussed, that Pakistan is producing a huge varieties of mango, like 150 varieties of mango. Here are different nut trees which are present in Pakistan, like almonds, walnuts, and tree nuts. Almonds fall in the family of peaches, plums, and nectarines. Seeds of these plants are eatable as almonds, जो कि हम यूज़ करते हैं बादाम डेली रूटीन में. तो इस प्लांट का जो सीड है उसको हम बादाम कहते हैं, जो कि हमारे लिए एडिबल है. Almond plant blossom into beautiful pink flowers in spring, in addition to yielding fruits in summer. तो जो almond plant है, ये समर में अगर हम इसकी बात करें तो ये प्लांट स्प्रिंग सीजन में इसके ऊपर ब्यूटीफुल पिंक फ्लावर्स आते हैं, जबकि समर में यहाँ इस प्लांट के ऊपर फ्रूट लगता है. के सीड्स जिनको आलमंड कहते हैं, जो कि हम यूज़ करते हैं. सो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इस मॉड्यूल में हमने डिफरेंट टाइप के जो डोमेस्टिकेटेड प्लांट्स हैं domesticated plant वो प्लांट्स होते हैं जिनको हम अपने घरों में, अपने गार्डन में खुद से हम ग्रो करवाते हैं. ये वाइल्ड प्लांट से डिफरेंट होते हैं. वाइल्ड प्लांट खुद टाइप होते हैं जो खुद ब खुद उग जाते हैं किसी पॉइंट पर, किसी एरिया में. जबकि डोमेस्टिकेटेड प्लांट्स को ज़्यादा वो प्लांट्स होते हैं जिनको हम अपने गार्डन में, अपने घरों में उगाते हैं और उनको ज़्यादा केयर प्रोवाइड करते हैं. सो इस मॉड्यूल में हमने जो डिफरेंट टाइप के डोमेस्टिकेटेड प्लांट्स थे, डोमेस्टिकेटेड ट्रीज थे जो कि पाकिस्तान में पाए जाते हैं, हमने उनको डिस्कस किया. जैसे कि हमने मैंगो को डिस्कस किया, कीनू को डिस्कस किया. साथ साथ हमने जो नट ट्रीज हैं जिसमें हमने आलमंड्स की एग्जांपल लिए. इसके अलावा भी पाकिस्तान में बहुत सारे डोमेस्टिकेटेड प्लांट्स मौजूद हैं जिनको हम यूज़ करते हैं, जिनसे हम डिफरेंट फ्रूट्स एंड अदर डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स हासिल करते हैं. In next lesson we will talk about and you will learn about animal genetic resources. We will discuss that what is mean by animal genetic resources and what is significance of this type of genetic resources and different categories of animal genetic resources. We will discuss about domesticated animal genetic resources just like plant domesticated animal resources, and we will also discuss about wild animal genetic resources. Thank you.
resources. इसमें हम पढ़ेंगे learning objective fruit trees, variety in plant in Pakistan and nut trees variety in Pakistan. Plant domestication is a process whereby wild plants have been evolved into crop plants through artificial selection. ठीक है, उसके बाद में some fruit trees in Pakistan are as follows: orange, mango, apple, apricot, banana, cherry, guava, peach, lemon, lychee, papaya, olive, dates. Orange में है Pakistan is the 6th largest producer of kinnu, mandarin, and oranges in the world with 2.1 million tons. The soil and climate conditions in Pakistan have given the kinnu a unique flavor which distinguishes it from other varieties throughout the world. An ideal condition for growing kinnu includes abundance of water, rich nitrogen content in the soil, and relatively cool weather. Winter in the plains of Punjab province provides an excellent atmosphere for this fruit, and the resulting fruit is sweet and has a very distinct taste. सही, उसके बाद domesticated plant genetic resources in Pakistan. Mango. Pakistan produces over 150 varieties of mango. Pakistan is an important mango growing country in the and climatic conditions of Pakistan are highly suitable for mango cultivation. According to FAO, production year book of 2001, Pakistan stands fifth among mango growing countries of the world. Nut trees in Pakistan are as follows: almonds, walnut, tree nuts. Almonds fall in the family of peaches, plums and nectarines. Seeds of these plants are edible as almond. Almond plants blossom into beautiful pink flowers in spring in addition to yielding fruits in summer. Okay, ये हमारा टॉपिक हो गया डन. अब हम चलते हैं अपने अगले टॉपिक की तरफ. टॉपिक नंबर 15. टॉपिक नंबर 15 एनिमल जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज की वीडियो सुन लेते हैं.
Animal genetic resources. Dear students, in this module we will learn about what are animal genetic resources, animal genetic resources for food and agriculture, values of animal genetic resources and threats to animal genetic resources. So first of all, what are animal genetic resources? The term animal genetic resources is used to include all animal species, breeds and strains that are of economic, scientific and cultural interest to humankind in terms of food and agricultural production for the present or for the future. Another equivalent term increasingly used is found animal genetic resources. Animal genetic resources for food and agriculture. The term animal genetic resources for food and agriculture is often shortened to form animal genetic resources or simply animal genetic resources, and sometimes referred to as livestock biodiversity or simply livestock diversity. There are more than 40 species of animals that have been domesticated or semi-domesticated during the past 10 to 12,000 years, which contribute directly or indirectly. Some common species include cattle, sheep, goat, pigs, chicken, horses, buffalo, but many other domesticated animals such as camels, donkeys, elephants, rabbits, etc. are important to different cultures and regions of the world. Now we discuss values of these animal genetic resources. From a formal economic perspective, animal genetic resources can have various different types of values for conservation. These values can be categorized as direct use value, indirect use value, optional value, bequest value, and existence value. Now we discuss one by one. So first of all, direct use value. Direct use value result from benefits obtained from the utilization of animal genetic resources such as the production of milk or meat. The next is indirect use value. It results from the provision of support or protection to other activities that produce benefit, such as through the provision of regulating and supporting ecosystem service, for example, cycling of soil nutrient, seed dispersal, fire control, etc. The next is option value. Option value results from the potential benefits of having given resources available for the future. For example, having genetic variability available that can be used to respond to market and environmental changes. The next is request value. It results from the benefit that might be obtained from the knowledge that other may derive benefits from the animal genetic resources in the future. And the last is existence value. Existence value results only from the satisfaction of knowing that a given animal genetic resource exists, even if no other type of values can be derived from it. Here is a list of different animal species used for food and agriculture. Threats to animal genetic resources. Despite the importance of animal genetic resources and their diversity has been continually decreasing over time. For example, the Pantaneiro cattle of Brazil are at risk of extinction. One of the greatest threats to livestock diversity is pressure from large-scale commercial production system to maintain only high-output breed. Recent molecular studies have revealed that the diversity of today's indigenous livestock populations greatly exceed that found in their commercial counterparts. Some other major threats to livestock diversity include climate change, inappropriate development of policies and management strategies, disease outbreaks, armed conflict, and various types of natural disaster and emergencies. Change in climate will have an impact on livestock and food production in many ways. In Africa, different regions are predicted to experience different change in weather pattern. Thank you.
फाइनली हमारी वीडियो हो गई है कंप्लीट. हम चलते हैं अपनी रीडिंग की तरफ. Learning animal genetic resources, learning objectives. What are animal genetic resources? Animal genetic resources are for food and agriculture. Values of animal genetic resources. Threat to ANGR, animal genetic resources. The term animal genetic resources ANGR is used to include all human species, breeds and strains that are of economic, scientific and cultural interest to mankind in terms of food and agricultural production for the present or the future. The term animal genetic resources for food and agriculture is often shortened to farm animal genetic resources or simply animal genetic resources, and sometimes referred to as livestock biodiversity or simply livestock diversity. So values of animal genetic resources: direct use value or indirect use value, option value, backward bequest value, existence value. List of animal species used for food and agriculture. Species: pig, number of breeds 350, goat 320, sheep 850, cattle 815, buffalo is 70, horse 350, donkey or ass 70, dromedary 50, bactrian camel. Bactrian camel 6. Okay, आगे चलते हैं. List of animal species used for food and agriculture. Llama 2, alpaca 2, chicken greater than less than 300. ठीक है, less than 300, turkey less than 30, duck less than 65, Muscovy duck none, domestic goose greater than 60. Sorry. Greater than 60 मतलब what is this? Yes. ये फिर greater than 300, greater than 30, greater than 65. Guinea fowl 10 varieties. Japanese quail greater than 6. Pigeon 150. Ostrich 4 races. Sahi. Despite the importance of animal genetic resources and their diversity has been continually decreasing over time. One of the greatest threats to livestock diversity is pressure from large-scale commercial production systems to maintain only high output breeds. Changes in climate will have an impact on livestock and food production in many ways. Some major disease threats that livestock currently face includes rinderpest, foot and mouth disease, and pest pests, ruminants, also known as sheep and goat plague. Okay. So यहाँ तक टॉपिक हो गया कंप्लीट. मैं चलते अपने अगले टॉपिक की तरफ. टॉपिक नंबर 16, domesticated animal genetic resources 1.
Domesticated animal resources. Dear students, in this module you will learn about what are domestic animal resources and importance of domestic animal resources. So first of all, what does mean by domesticated animal resources, or what are domestic animals? Animals that are not wild and is kept as a pet or to produce food are known as domesticated animals. Human beings started domesticating animals as soon as intelligence dawned upon him. Man has an instinctive love for domestic animals, and his home seems to be incomplete without them. The cow, dog, goat, horse, sheep became his domestic friends. He also domesticated various other animals for serving his own interest. Many kinds of domestic animals belonging to the tropical and subtropical regions are found in this country. Now we will discuss that why these domestic animal resources have so much importance. Domestic animals are reared for several purposes. The most important of them are kept for agricultural purposes, milk and its byproducts, transportation, and other purposes. So we will discuss them one by one. First of all, fertilizing the field. Domestic animals also yield dung and farmyard manure, which are so necessary for fertilizing the field. The next is agriculture purpose. We use cattle for many agricultural purposes, such as the drawing of plows and the carts, lifting of water from the wells, carrying of loads, crushing of cane and the seeds, threshing of grain, and to the performance of such other forms of productive activities. The next is about milking. Milking is a common word for milk. Cow, goat, sheep, and buffalo are kept mainly for milking. Wool, goat and sheep also yield wool, and the last but not least is transportation. Horses, ponies, mules, camels, sometimes also elephants were old means of transport. Now we will discuss different examples of domesticated animal resources. Now first of all we will discuss about dogs. Dogs were probably the first tamed animals. Of all the domestic animals, the dog is perhaps the most well known for its qualities of obedience, intelligence, and watchfulness, and its quick power of smell. They have accompanied humans for some 10,000 years. Some scientists assert that all dogs, domestic and wild, share a common ancestor in the small South Asian wolf. Dogs are kept as pets, hunting, herding, guarding, pest control, transportation, draft, working, show, racing, sport, rescuing, guiding, servicing, fighting, meat research, patrol, and for fiber. Humans have bred hundreds of different domestic dog breeds, some of which could never survive in the wild. Friends may discard a man in distress, but his dog shall never do so. It follows him in adversity and prosperity. Nowadays, trained dogs have created a sensation by finding out absconding criminals. They serve many useful purposes of man in different walks of human life. Here are different breeds of dogs. The next is buffalo. Water buffalo, including river buffaloes. Its scientific name is Bibellus, and swamp buffalo, that's Bibellus carabensis. There are 74 breeds of domestic water buffalo, numbering some 165 million animals. The breeds were selected mainly for its milk, which contain 8% butterfat. Wild water buffalo live in Southeast Asian swamps and forests where they feed on grass and sedges. These are different breeds of buffaloes. Next is horse. Horse Equus was probably domesticated some 6,000 years ago, and early domestic horses were milked and eaten as well as used for transportation. The next is horse. Another domestic friend is a noble and lovely animal. It has been serving man in ways more than one from the hoary past. Before the invention of the modern means of transport, it was chief means of carrying letters and people from one place to another. It is noted for its intelligence and swiftness. It was probably domesticated some 6,000 years ago, and early domestic horses were milked and eaten as well as used for transportation. And there are different breeds of domestic horses. Thank you.
सो फ्रेंड्स फाइनली हमारी वीडियो होती है कंप्लीट। तो अपनी रीडिंग की तरफ चलते हैं। चल लेते हैं अपनी रीडिंग कर रहे हैं डोमेस्टिक एनिमल रिसोर्सेज। What are domestic animal resources? Importance of domestic animal resources. Examples of domestic animal resources. Animals that are not wild and is kept as a pet or to produce food. For example, dog, buffalo, goat, sheep, cattle, cat. सही है। उसके बाद चलते आगे। Domesticated animal resources are important as follows. Animals provide milk. Hair from goat and sheep is used for making woolen clothing, shawls and blankets. Some drugs are specially obtained from animals. For example, heparin and anticoagulant is used to control clots in blood. Is obtained from ox lungs and pig intestines. Animals' meat is the part of our diet. Animals are a great source of leather, which is used for making footwear, belts, wall belts, bags, furniture. Dogs are probably the first tame animals. They have accompanied humans for some 10,000 years. Some insects assert that all dogs, domestic and wild, share a common ancestor in the small South Asian wolf. Common ancestor of the small South Asian wolf. Dogs are kept as pets, hunting, herding, guarding, pest control, transportation, draft, working, show, racing, sports, rescuing, guiding, servicing, fighting, meat, research, petrol, fiber. Humans have bred hundreds of different domestic dog breeds, some of which could never survive in the wild. So, next is water buffalo, including river buffalo, bubelis, and swamp buffalo, bubelis carabensis. There are 74 breeds of domestic water buffalo, numbering some 165 million animals. Longevity of the buffaloes. Mehsana, Bhadawari, Nili Ravi, Murrah, Jafrabad. सही. Horse equus ferus was probably domesticated some 6,000 years ago. Early domestic horses were milked and eaten as well as used for transportation. Progenitor of the horse, as we know, it no longer exists in the wild, though it likely resembled the related Persivulskis horse. Okay. So ये अलग अलग ब्रीड्स है horse की. सही है. So beautiful. Okay, इसको करते हैं क्रॉस. यहाँ पर हमारा टोटल नंबर 16 जो है वो कंप्लीट हो गया. चलते हैं आगे. पार्ट ऑफ नंबर 17 है domesticated animal resources 2. इसके वीडियोस कौन लेते सबसे पहले.
Domesticated animal genetic resources. Dear students, in previous module, you have learned about animal genetic resources and significance of animal genetic resources. In this module, we will discuss about domesticated animal genetic resources and we'll also discuss the importance of these domesticated animal genetic resources. So here is a list of animals that are not wild and is kept as a pet or to produce food. It means that domesticated animals में वो animals included होते हैं जो कि wild नहीं होते, बल्कि ये animals as a pet घरों में रखे जाते हैं. इन animals को बहुत ज़्यादा care provide की जाती है और या ये वो animals होते हैं जिनको हम अपने food purpose के लिए अपने घरों में रखते हैं, घरों में पालते हैं, जैसे कि different type of sheep, different type of cow, buffalo. तो ये तमाम domesticated animal genetic resources में आते हैं. In this module, we will discuss about goat, sheep, cat, chicken, and all these are domesticated animal. And we kept these animal in our homes as a pet or to produce food or for different other purpose, like we can get wool from sheep. We can get milk from a cow, and we can also get meat from goat or chicken, etc. So now we will discuss them one by one. Here, first of all, we will discuss goat. A goat is a hoofed mammal in the genus Capra. ये hoofed mammal होते हैं और इनमें बहुत ज़्यादा वर्सैटिलिटी होती है. कि हाईली वर्सटाइल और टफ ऑर्गेनिज्म होते हैं. Goats can survive and thrive just about anywhere. हर तरह के इन्वायरमेंट में ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं और हर जगह पर ये पाए जाते हैं और सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं। Most goats are referred as domestic goat, which are subspecies of wild goat. तो इन goats को जो कि हम घरों में एज ए domesticated animal हम घरों में पालते हैं, इनको हम सब स्पीशीज कह सकते हैं और इसकी जो मेन स्पीशी है दैट इज द वाइल्ड गोट। Altogether, there are 9 species of goat in the world. लेकिन इन सब डिफरेंट गोट स्पीशीज में जो डोमेस्टिकेटेड गोट है उसको सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट हासिल है और ये सबसे ज़्यादा कॉमन सबस्पीशी है। Domesticating goats are used to have easy access to goat hair, meat, and milk. That is the main purpose of domesticating sheep in our homes, in our dairy farm. In our land that we can get easily their hair, meat and milk, and we can so this is the main purpose of domestication of sheep. Goat skin is also used today to make gloves and other items of clothing. So dear student, all these are different benefits which we get from these domesticated goat. And here is a picture of different breeds of goat which are present in Pakistan, and through these breed we can get their hairs milk and meat. Now we will discuss sheep. Sheep जो है वो wild domesticated sheep basically wild sheep की एक सब स्पीशीज है, जैसे कि हमने लास्ट मॉड्यूल में लास्ट स्लाइड में गॉड के बारे में डिस्कस किया, दैट डोमेस्टिकेटेड गॉड is a subspecies of wild goat. So the domesticated sheep is also originated from wild sheep, and if talking about domestication of sheep, then its domestication by humans around 10,000 BC. Selection for economically important trade, like its wool type resulted in more than 200 distinct breeds of sheep. It means that हमने sheep को different breeds में categorize किया हुआ है, और ये जो इस कैटेगरी की बेसिस हैं वो उनमें डिफरेंट टाइप की वूल जो है उसकी टाइप पर हम इसको कैटेगराइज करते हैं, और इस वूल की अपनी एक इकोनॉमिकली इंपॉर्टेंस है। हम इसको डिफरेंट पर्पस के लिए इस वूल को यूज करते हैं, फॉर फाइबर। शीप आर सोशल एनिमल, और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रीजन ये है कि ये फ्लॉक में रहते हैं, ये इकट्ठे रहते हैं, इस तरह से उनको ज्यादा प्रोटेक्शन मिल जाती है। शीप्स इंडिविजुअल सर्वाइव नहीं कर सकती, ये हमेशा एक फ्लॉक में एक ग्रुप की फॉर्म में रहती हैं। इस तरह से उनको डिफरेंट प्रीडेटर से, हंटर से ज्यादा प्रोटेक्शन मिल जाती है। Sheep are timid. It means that it's a shy animal. ये बहुत ज़्यादा shy होता है, बहुत जल्दी नर्वस हो जाने वाला, और इजीली इसको हम खौफ ज़्यादा कर सकते हैं। This animal is easily frightened by other animals or by humans as well, and for the most part defenseless against predator. अगर इसको अपने प्रीडेटर का सामना करना पड़ जाए तो ये डिफेंसलेस होता है, तो इजीली ये अपने प्रेडेटर का शिकार बन जाता है। शीप हैव एन excellent sense of hearing, sensitive to high frequency noise and get scared by loud noises. So that's all about sheep's domesticated sheep in Pakistan, and here is a picture of different sheep breeds which are present in Pakistan. Cat, domesticated that is Felis catus, इसको हम house cat भी कहते हैं. Fossil evidence found in China dating to approximately 5300 years ago revealed that cats similar in size to modern domestic cats. It means that जो fossil study की गई है, जो different टाइप के फॉसिल्स मिले हैं चाइना से, उन फॉसिल से हम ये रिजल्ट लेते हैं कि जो 5300 ईयर्स पहले जो कैट्स पाई जाती थी उनका साइज आज की जो डोमेस्टिकेटेड साइज है उनके साइज के बराबर है. कैट्स आर अमंग द मोस्ट हाईली स्पेशलाइज्ड ऑफ फ्लैश ईटिंग मैमल. इट्स अ कार्निवोर मैमल जो कि फ्लैश ईटिंग मैमल है और ये सबसे ज़्यादा हाईली स्पेशलाइज्ड मैमल है. Their brain are large and well developed. Cats are digitigrades. It means that they walk on their toes. And a cat's body has greater elasticity. These cats are often valued by humans for companionship and for their ability to hunt vermin. Basically, vermin is an animal. Vermin is a wild animal that are believed to be harmful to crops, farms, animals, or game, or that can carry disease, just like rodents. So these cats have an excellent ability to hunt these different harmful wild animals, as known as vermin, and they are often valued by humans for companionship. Humans can keep these cats as their pet. And here is a beautiful picture of different cat breeds in Pakistan. Chicken. Domestic chicken have small head, short beaks and wings, and a round body perched on featherless legs. It's a physical appearance of a chicken or hen. Subspecies of red jungle fowl, which is a species which is native to southern Asia. It means that the red jungle fowl subspecies is a native species of southern Asia. Chickens are able to remember and recognize over 100 individuals. They can also recognize human, and that is a very amazing fact about chicken, that they can remember over 100 different individuals, including humans. They can also recognize human very well. They are very sophisticated. They show very sophisticated social behavior with the dominance hierarchy, where higher individuals dominate subordinate individuals, and this type of behavior is known as pecking behavior, जिसमें different type के ये ज़्यादा birds में पाए जाते हैं, इसमें different type के birds या कुछ animals एक hierarchy develop करते हैं, जिसमें जो सबसे ज़्यादा dominant animal होते हैं, bird होते हैं, वो इस level में, इस hierarchy में सबसे ऊपर होते हैं, और जो बाकी इसके subordinates हैं वो निचले level पर मौजूद होते हैं. तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा sophisticated social behavior show कर रहे हैं. The meat and eggs of chicken are widely eaten by people across the world. And the main purpose of domesticating these chicken in homes is to get meat and egg. And here is a chicken breed in Pakistan. So dear students, इस मॉड्यूल में हमने different type के जो domesticated animals हैं जो पाकिस्तान में पाए जाते हैं, जिनको हम घरों में पालते हैं डिफरेंट पर्पस के लिए. हम इसमें मीट की बात कर सकते हैं, इसमें एग्स की बात करते हैं, मिल्क को डिस्कस करते हैं, हेयर्स को, फर को, उनकी बोन्स को. तो ये डिफरेंट पर्पस के लिए जब इन एनिमल्स को हम घरों में पालते हैं, दैट इज डोमेस्टिकेशन. तो इस मॉड्यूल में हमने इन डोमेस्टिकेटेड एनिमल्स को डिस्कस किया है, इनकी सिग्निफिकेंस को डिस्कस किया है, जिसमें हमने सबसे पहले गॉड, शीप, देन वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट कैट्स, चिकन. इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे डोमेस्टिकेटेड एनिमल मौजूद हैं, जिसको हम नेक्स्ट मॉड्यूल में डिस्कस करेंगे. थैंक यू.
सो फ्रेंड्स, जब हमारी ये वीडियो होगी कंप्लीट, चलते हैं अपनी रीडिंग की तरफ. domesticated animal resources. Importance of domestic animal resources. Animals that are not wild and are kept as a pet or to produce food. For example, goat, sheep, cat, chicken. A goat is a hoofed mammal in the genus Capra. Goats are tough and versatile. Goats can survive and thrive just about anywhere. Most goats are referred to as domestic goats, which are subspecies of the wild goat. Altogether, there are 9 species of goat in the world. The domestic goat is the most common. Domesticating goats are used to have easy access to goat hair, meat, and milk. Goat skin is also still used today to make gloves and other items of clothing. Goat breeds in Pakistan. And then we have sheep originated from wild sheep. Sheep were domesticated by humans around 10,000 BC. Selection for economically important traits like wool type resulted in more than 200 distinct breeds of sheep. Sheep are social animals. Important reason they like to flock together is for protection. Sheep are timid, nervous, and easily frightened animals, and for the most part defenseless against predators. Sheep have an excellent sense of hearing, sensitive to high frequency noise, and get scared by loud noises. So sheep breeds in Pakistan. These are the sheep breeds in Pakistan. Next is cat. Domestic cat, Felis catus, also called house cat. Fossil evidence found in China. Dating to approximately 5,300 years ago revealed that cats similar in size to modern domestic cats. Cats are among the most highly specialized of the flesh-eating mammals. Their brains are large and well developed. Cats are digitigrades, that is, they walk on their toes. The cat's body has great elasticity. They are often valued by humans for companionship and for their ability hunt vermin. कैट ब्रीड्स है पाकिस्तान की. उसके बाद हमारे पास domestic chickens have small heads, short beaks and wings, and a round body perched on featherless legs. Subspecies of red jungle fowl, a species native to southern Asia. Chickens are able to remember and recognize over 100 individuals. They can also recognize humans. Chickens have very sophisticated social behavior with a dominance hierarchy where higher individuals dominate subordinate individuals. The meat and eggs of chickens are widely eaten by people across the world. Chicken breeds in Pakistan. So हमारा टॉपिक यहाँ पर हो जाता है एंड. हम चलते हैं अपने अगले टॉपिक की तरफ. टॉपिक नंबर है 18 और नाम है वाइल्ड एनिमल जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज इन पाकिस्तान. वीडियो सुन लेते पहले. वीडियो जो है वो सही से डाउनलोड नहीं हो रही. आई थिंक ये बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम लेगी. इसकी वीडियो ओपन नहीं हो रही, इस पर रहने देते हैं, हम लोग इसकी पीपीटीज पढ़ लेते हैं। सो पीपीटीज जो है इनमें वाइल्ड एनिमल जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज इन पाकिस्तान, learning objectives of important wild animal genetic resources in Pakistan. Some most important wild animal resources in Pakistan are as follows: snow leopard, alpine mark horse, Asiatic cobra, mugger crocodile, Himalayan brown bear, Indus river dolphin, Asian black bear, fishing cat. Okay, snow leopard. This is an extremely rare animal found in the mountain ranges of South and Central Asia. Sahi in Pakistan, this is found in the northern mountains of Pakistan. According to reports, there are only 200 snow leopards left in Pakistan. These are found in the Hindu Kush, Karakoram, Pamir and Himalayan mountains in KPK, Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Alpine mark horse. This wild goat is found in the northern mountain ranges of Pakistan. Markhor is the national animal of Pakistan. The total global population of markhors is estimated to be 2,500. About 1,500 markhors are found in Pakistan. This species is in high risk of extinction nowadays. Asiatic cobra. Asiatic cobra is the most venomous species of cobra in the wild. This dangerous snake is found in the northern half of Pakistan. Person bitten by this snake suffers from severe neurotoxicity. Immediate appropriate medical treatment should be given in case of a bite by Asiatic cobra. Mugger crocodile. Mugger crocodile, also known as Indus crocodile and Indian crocodile. This crocodile has a medium size, can reach lengths up to 16 feet. It is found in freshwater ponds, lakes, sluggish rivers, marshes and swamps. It is the only species of crocodile found in Pakistan. The estimated population of mugger crocodile in Pakistan is between 400 and 450. Himalayan brown bear. It is found in and around the Himalaya mountain range. It is the largest animal found in the Himalayas. The color of the bear is reddish or sandy brown. The population of this beautiful animal is only 150 to 200 in Pakistan. So, ये हो गया है डन टॉपिक. हम आगे चलते हैं. अगला हमारा टॉपिक है टॉपिक नंबर 19, एक्वेटिक जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज. ये भी सेम इशू है वीडियो का, कोई बात नहीं. हम लोग पीपीटीज पढ़ लेते हैं. Aquatic genetic resources. Learning objective: what is aquatic genetic resources? Diversity in aquatic genetic resources. Importance of aquatic genetic resources. Danger to aquatic genetic resources. Aquatic genetic resources include all genetic resources living in water. It includes fish, cyclostomes, mussels, decapods, marine mammals, aquatic plants, all other water-dwelling organisms. Diversity in aquatic genetic resources. There is a huge diversity of aquatic species in the world's water bodies. According to FAO, there are approximately 31,000 species of finfish, 85,000 species of mollusks, and 47,000 species of crustaceans, 13,000 species of seaweeds. इसके बाद importance of aquatic genetic resources. According to WWF or IUCN, if humans fail to preserve aquatic genetic resources, it will cause in diminished quality of life. Crustaceans, mussels, and other seafood belong to the most important sources of protein for human consumption worldwide. Fishing industry play a major role in socio-economic terms. Developing countries, local fishing and the related branches of production guarantee the income of a large part of coastal communities. Danger to aquatic genetic resources, aquatic pollution. Pollution caused by industrial effluents, wastewater of private households has severely damaged the habitats of many fish species. Nutrient input through farming has resulted in algal blooms. Oil tanker disasters causing oil spills destroyed entire coastal areas. Above issues can cause a loss of general fitness of the animals, remain stunted in growth and become less fertile. Famous example of effect of aquatic pollution is Minamata disease. Minamata disease. This disease was spread due to consuming mercury poisoned fishes by people. Okay. Global warming. So danger to aquatic genetic resources इसी में है. Global warming is a problem. Global warming is a problem that will increasingly affect the oceanic fish communities in the future. The changes in temperature render habitats less attractive to or some species and more attractive for others. It is not confirmed that which consequences this will have for the composition of future biological communities and whether this will entail a loss of genetic diversity. Overfishing. Fisheries can jeopardize the intraspecific genetic diversity through overexploitation. The large numbers of many marine fish species and the worldwide ranging habitats seems virtually impossible that one fish species could be eradicated through overfishing. Fisheries can drastically lower the numerical abundance of individual stocks or even entire fish species by overfishing. For example, various cod and herring stocks in the North Atlantic. Done. Okay. That was very interesting topic. आगे चलते हैं हम लोग टर्मिनोलॉजी 20 है टॉपिक 20 लेसन 20 टर्मिनोलॉजी वीडियो सुन लेते हैं.
Dear student, in this module, we will discuss different terminologies that we will use in this course. First of all, endangered species. Endangered species animals और plants की ऐसी species को कहते हैं जिनको अगर protection ना दी जाए तो वो बहुत जल्द extinct हो सकते हैं. For example, wolf. Threatened species animals और plants की ऐसी species होती हैं जिनको अगर protection ना दी जाए तो वो endangered हो सकती हैं. For example, the giant panda. Extinct species animals और plants की ऐसी species होती हैं जो कि बहुत अर्सा पहले इस planet पर मौजूद थी लेकिन फिर किसी रीज़न की वजह से वो ख़त्म हो गई और अब उनमें से उनका कोई इंडिविजुअल इस planet पर नहीं पाया जाता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल डायनासोर जो कि आज से 135 मिलियन ईयर्स पहले इस प्लैनेट पर मौजूद था लेकिन आज इनमें से कोई इंडिविजुअल नहीं पाया जाता. सो we can say that now dinosaurs are the extinct species and passenger pigeons and white rhino are also example of extinct species. Next is mutation. Mutation is a change in DNA और हम कह सकते हैं कि म्यूटेशन DNA के अंदर कोई ऐसा चेंज होता है जो कि उस जीन का जो जेनेटिक मैसेज है उसे चेंज कर दे. सो a mutation occur when a DNA gene is damaged or changed in such a way as to alter the genetic message carried by that gene. Mutagens are those substances which are responsible for the mutation or mutagen is an agent of substance that can bring about a permanent alteration to the physical composition of a DNA gene such that genetic message is changed. For example, different type of drugs or ultraviolet radiations are examples of mutagens. Natural selection is a process that results in the survival and reproductive success of individuals or group. Gene pool is the sum of, or gene pool is a collection of all the genes present in a given population. Genetic diversity diversity word is used for the variation in the amount of genetic information within and among individuals of a population, a species, an assemblage, or a community. Genetic drift. Genetic drift is a change in the gene frequency, especially in small population, when leading to preservation or extinction of particular genes. बोटलनेक इफेक्ट फाउंडर इफेक्ट की टाइप है जिसमें जीन पूल में चेंज आता है, जिसमें जीन पूल की फ्रीक्वेंसी में चेंज आता है, और इस चेंज का जो रीज़न है वो इन्वायरमेंट और ह्यूमन कास्ट चेंज होते हैं। ये डिफरेंट टाइप के जो कैटास्ट्रॉफिक इवेंट्स होते हैं उसकी वजह से जो जीन फ्रीक्वेंसी चेंज होती है, इस इफेक्ट को हम बोटलनेक इफेक्ट कहते हैं। सो द बोटलनेक इफेक्ट इज अ शार्प lowering of a population gene pool because of environmental or human caused change. The next is founder effect. Founder effect is also a type of genetic drift, the effect on the resulting gene pool that occur when a new isolated population is founded by a small number of individuals possessing limited genetic variation relative to the larger population from which they have migrated. Genetic resources are the heritable or the genetic material of a plant or animal which have some potential and actual value and which provide a potential benefit to people. Plant genetic resources. Plant genetic resources for food and agriculture are the raw material that farmers and plant breeders use to improve the quality and productivity of crop. And last is animal genetic resources. Animal genetic resources is a type of genetic resources, and it is used to include all animal species, breeds, and strains that are of economic, scientific, and cultural interest to humankind in terms of food and agricultural production for the present or for the future. Thank you.
फाइनली हमारी वीडियो कंप्लीट हो गई है। अब हम लोग जाएँ पे प्लीज़ करिए So the topic is terminologies. Endangered species, a species of a plant or animal that is in immediate danger of becoming extinct and needs protection to survive. For example, grey wolves. Threatened species, a species is likely to become endangered if it is not protected. Giant panda. Extinct species, a species of plant or animal that is no longer living. For example, passenger pigeon, white rhino. Terminology इसके अंदर और भी है mutation. A mutation occurs when a DNA gene is damaged or changed in such a way as to alter the genetic message carried by that gene. And then है mutagen. Mutagen is an agent of substance that can bring about a permanent alteration to the physical composition of a DNA gene such that the genetic message is changed. सही हो गया। उसके बाद में है genetic diversity, the variation in the amount of genetic information within and among individuals of a population, a species, an assemblage or a community. Genetic drift, random changes in gene frequency, especially in small populations, when leading to preservation or extinction of particular genes. Bottleneck effect. The bottleneck effect is a sharp lowering of a population's gene pool because of an environmental or human caused change. Founder effect, the effect on the resulting gene pool that occurs when a new isolated population is founded by a small number of individuals possessing limited genetic variation relative to the large population from which they have migrated. Genetic resources are the heritable characteristics of a plant or animal of real or potential benefit to people. Plant genetic resources for food and agriculture are the raw material that farmers and plant breeders use to improve the quality and productivity of crops. Animal genetic resources is used to include all animal species, breeds, and strains that are of economic, scientific, and cultural interest to humankind in terms of food and agricultural production for the